So I feel like having practical experience in leadership is compared to following a template or being a theorist is what truly allows us to go in and to customize a program. Um, but in order to customize a program, you have to have insights and a feeling for what the culture is defined, not defined, certainly at that point. Talk to me a little bit about how, what that process is of gaining that insight of that organization or that team and how they function and what their culture looks like at that point.
Yeah, so I think that's really an important distinction between kind of practitioners versus theorists, right? Because theorists are much more important with the orthodoxy of the process, right? That supersedes everything. We have to do this, and then we have to do this, and then we have to do this. When we started doing this, I was really lucky. I served in the asymmetric warfare group, which was a brand new unit. And we had a problem solving model, and there's lots of problem solving models out there. And our problem solving model was observe, collect, assess, develop, disseminate, and integrate. And we recognized that the most important step in that was the first one. And that probably continued throughout. And you might branch some stuff off to start assessing and developing, but as more information came, you change it. But we knew that if we got this right, what we were disseminating would be good. And I think that's what we do. That's what we do. We focus on the observe collect, and we have a really neat way of doing it, where a lot of organizations use a survey or some personality test or some culture diagnostic or whatever that piece is. I think the way we do kind of the quote unquote reconnaissance of what's going on is through exercise, and which also includes development, right? So we do we start with focusing on, hey, we're going to look at building your culture. One of the tools that we use to build deliberate cultures is the SHIELD exercise. And the SHIELD exercise is also a reconnaissance tool. It lets us get to those questions that matter to people. Because the way we do it, it forces people to be transparent and sometimes not even realizing how transparent they're being. And so we can hear the things like the underlying rifts that occur without asking specific questions that make people uncomfortable or that would have people close up. And what I love about it is, we always say, look, every time you interact with us, you should get something out of it. It shouldn't just be us getting information. I'm not coming to interview you. I'm coming to do this exercise. And during that exercise, I think, again, what's unique is we'll stop and we'll say, all right, let's talk about, empathy versus sympathy. Let's talk about how you look at that. Hey, let's talk about lead by example. Let's talk about these things so that we're able to do professional development instead of let's just take out, a portion of your day, 90 minutes of your day doing this exercise that then you don't know where it goes. It's like it's in a vacuum. I think we're really good at saying, and even bringing the things that are going on in the office, like, hey, so what's a really wicked problem you're dealing with now? And there's not a time when we've done this, this initial exercise that's kind of a lot of the observe collect, that people haven't gone, I learned so much about my coworkers. I learned so much about who I am. I'm thinking about things so differently now. And I think that's what makes us more unique than anyone.
Yeah, what I find is the value that they get from the conversations that develop through this exercise, and we never know where it's going to go. Right? We don't know what leadership point we're going to to discuss, or even communication piece or approach. And to me, that's the enjoyable part about it. Every day is different. Every exercise is different, and not only are we gleaning this information and also giving value, to our partners and clients, But for us, each and every one is unique, and you don't know where it's going to go, which makes it which makes it fun and interesting every time we go out and do it.